I'd like to call the May 1st Onslow County Board of Commissioners meeting to order. Welcome everybody for being here tonight. Our first order of business is the invocation by Interim County Manager, Mr. David Cotton.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this opportunity to come before you and conduct the business of Onslow County. Please bless all those who have gathered here this evening. Lord, be with the commissioners tonight in their deliberation and grant them wisdom and guidance as they address the items on tonight's agenda. Tonight, as we recognize retirees for their faithful service and contributions to the citizens of Onslow County, we ask that you give them direction and wisdom as they enter the next phase of their lives. Father, we pray for the men and women in our armed forces who serve our country with tremendous courage, commitment, and sacrifice. May all we do this day bring you honor and glory. We will continue to thank you and praise you for the blessings you have bestowed upon us. Now, with deep reverence for the faith, traditions, and beliefs of those gathered here tonight, hear us in a moment of silence. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Cotton. Will you lead us in the pledge, sir?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We ask that all the in attendance please set your cell phones to silent or vibrate mode. The board offers the public two opportunities to speak during the meeting. Comments during the first public comment period should be limited to 3 minutes each and must be directly issue-oriented with the agenda items for this particular meeting. The second public comment period is at the end of the meeting and may be on any issue upon which the Board of Commissioners has control. During the second public comment period, citizens can address the board for up to 5 minutes each. Citizen speakers will be acknowledged in the order in which they signed up to speak and will address all comments to the board as a whole and not to one individual commissioner. Speakers will address the board from the speaker's podium at the front of the room and will begin their remarks by stating their name and address, and that will be for the record. Discussions between speakers and members of the audience will not be allowed. Public comment is not intended to require the board to answer any impromptu questions. Speakers are expected to be civil in their language and presentation. Any comments where the primary purpose is to promote a business or candidacy shall not be permitted or allowed. In accordance with the board's adopted rules of procedure, commissioners shall reserve responses, if any, at the end of the meeting during the commissioner comment section. With no other items being considered separately, a motion to adopt the meeting agenda is now in order.
Motion to amend the agenda to remove item 5C, Joint Educational Funding Policy Amendment.
I'll second the motion.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes carry unanimously. Approval of the items on the consent agenda. Does any board member have any concerns or any item that they would like to?
We need to make a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
Okay.
I'll make that motion.
Okay.
A second.
Motion to approve the amended agenda as
Second.
mentioned, and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Sorry about that. Anybody got anything they'd like to take off of the consent agenda or have discussion on?
Motion to approve the consent agenda.
Motion to approve, have a second.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, Mr. Cotton, item number 3, public comment section.
Yes, sir. Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, no one has signed up for the first public comment period.
Okay, now the presentation of the retiree recognition page. Mr. Cotton, will you cover that for us?
Yes, sir. The Onslow County Board of Commissioners is proud of the contributions made to the community by our county employees. Recently, several employees have chosen to retire from employment with the county. The Onslow County Board of Commissioners will honor each retired employee for their excellent service. Each retired employee will be presented with a special award from the Office of the Governor, Roy Cooper, as well as an award of appreciation from Onslow County government. As the retiree's name is called, the retiree is asked to come forward to the front of the room with any family members that are present. The employee's department head is also asked to stand with the retiree. Following the presentation of the awards, the retiree will be afforded the opportunity to make a statement to the public if so desired. And for this part, I will ask the commissioners to join me up front, and Ms. Crystal Bennett, our HR director, will read the names.
Our first retiree this evening is Cecile Wadsworth. She was a certified nursing aide for Onslow County Senior Services. We're honoring her tonight for 18 years of loyal service. Ms. Wadsworth retired on January 1st, 2017. Our next retiree this evening is Beverly Black. Beverly Black was an income maintenance investigator for Onslow County Social Services. We're honoring her tonight for 28 years of loyal service. Ms. Black retired today on May 1st, 2017. Our next retiree this evening is Mary Christian. Mary was a public health nurse for Onslow County Health Department. We're honoring Mary tonight for 20 years of loyal service. Ms. Christian also retires today, May 1st. Our next honoree tonight is Patrick Garvey. Mr. Garvey was captain for the Onslow County Sheriff's Office. We're honoring Mr. Garvey tonight for 30 years of loyal service. Mr. Garvey retired October 1st, 2016. Our next retiree tonight is Michael Washington. Mr. Washington was a lieutenant for the Onslow County Sheriff's Office for 26 years. Mr. Washington retired February 1st, 2017. Our next retiree tonight is Sue McLaughlin. Sue was a zoning and environmental officer for Onslow County Planning Department for 18 years. Ms. McLaughlin retired February 1st, 2017. And our next retiree is Kenneth Lowe. Mr. Lowe was an information technology specialist for the Onslow County Information Technology Services Department for 18 years. Mr. Lowe retired April 1st, 2017.
You can sit there. Okay, Mr. Cotton, I'm Laura Jones on the land offer purchase.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, Vice Chair, and Commissioners. The county received an offer to purchase, excuse me, surplus land located on Hall Branch Road, and the parcel number is 040911, and it consists of .09 of an acre in size. And the offer was in the amount of $1,290, which also meets the current tax value. And this parcel was on the list of surplus property to be sold by electronic auction. However, since we received a written offer, it's being requested that the property be sold using the negotiated offer advertisement upset bid process. In this process, it allows for other interested parties to come in and make some upset offers after it's been advertised for 10 days. And then once we go to 10 days without any upset offers, the final offer will be brought back to you for final consideration. Therefore, it's respectfully requested that the board declare the property as surplus, consider the initial offer of $1,290, and if approved, authorize the purchasing director to conduct the sale using the negotiated offer advertisement and upset bid process.
So moved.
Thank you.
Motion. And a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Offers of motion is carried. Section B, I think that's yours also.
Yes, sir. On April 3rd, the board approved the resolution authorizing to do the electronic auction, and since that parcel that we just approved to be sold was listed on that, it's being requested that this parcel be removed from the electronic auction. And when we had done the public notice, it stated that the board can withdraw the property any time before the auction starts. If you have any questions, I'd be glad to answer them.
Motion to remove.
Got a motion? And
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
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 All opposed, ayes have it. Thank you, Ms. Jones.
Thank you.
Appointments under item number 6, Mr. Cotton.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. Onslow County Board of Adjustments. The Onslow County Board of Adjustments is governed by the terms of Onslow County zoning ordinance and North Carolina General Statute 153A, TAC 345. All members of the board shall thoroughly familiarize themselves with these laws and ordinances. Currently, there is one vacant seat in the stump sound category. Ms. Christina Asbury, who currently serves as the at-large member, has expressed an interest in the categorical seat and has submitted a citizen participation application for consideration. No other individuals have expressed an interest in serving at this time. The vacancy has been advertised, the application is on file, and has been certified by the clerk's office. It is respectfully requested that the Commissioners consider the appointment of Ms. Christina Asbury, Stump Sound Township category, for a 3-year term expiring on January 31st, 2020.
Motion. Motion and a second.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Vote carries unanimously.
The Motor Vehicle
Motor
Board.
Vehicle Board, Mr. Cotton.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Motor Vehicle Valuation Board consists of 3 members who are available to address and resolve motor vehicle valuation appeals. Taxpayers are afforded a period of 30 days from the due date of their combined registration tax notice to request an appeal. The initial review is conducted by the tax office staff. If the taxpayer disagrees with the results of the tax office review, the taxpayer is referred to the Motor Vehicle Valuation Board as the second level of appeal. Decisions made by the local Motor Vehicle Valuation Board may be appealed to the Property Tax Commission in Raleigh. The current term for the Motor Vehicle Valuation Review Board expires on May 2nd, 2017. Mr. Gary Lankus, Mr. George Bill Hitch, and Mr. Robbie Yates have all expressed a desire to continue serving on the board through the next term. No other individuals have expressed an interest in serving at this time. The applications are on file and have been certified by the clerk's office. It is respectfully requested that you consider the reappointment of Mr. Lankus, Mr. Hitch, and Mr. Yates to the Motor Vehicle Valuation Review Board for a 1-year term expiring on May 2nd, 2018.
Motion to approve the recommendation.
So moved.
Got a motion and a second.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor or any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Unanimously carries the vote. Mr. Cotton, number C, Juvenile Crime Prevention Council.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. The North Carolina Department of Public Safety partners with the Juvenile Crime Prevention Councils in each county to galvanize community leaders locally and statewide to reduce and prevent juvenile crime. JCPC board members are appointed by the County Board of Commissioners and meet monthly in each county. Each JCPC has the responsibility to review the needs of juveniles in the county who are at risk of delinquency or who have been adjudicated undisciplined or delinquent, prioritize community risk factors, determine the services needed to address those problem areas, develop a request for proposal for services in need, increase public awareness of the causes of delinquency, and strategies to reduce the problems, and develop strategies to intervene, respond to, and treat the needs of juveniles at risk of delinquency. Mr. Dan Witten has expressed an interest in appointment and has been provided a citizen participation application. The application is on file and has been certified by the clerk's office. It is respectfully requested that you consider the appointment of Mr. Dan Witten, Commissioner's appointee category, for a remaining 2-year term to expire June 30th, 2018.
So moved.
Motion and second.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion?
Just want to say one thing. I know Dan's out here. I think you are. Raise your hand, Dan. Okay. I sit on the Juvenile Crime Prevention Council, and I was surprised to see this, but happy at the same time because Dan is actively involved here in Onslow County with various programs. So I think the addition of you to the board is a plus, and you bring a unique perspective, but one that's caring. So I applaud your efforts to standing up and doing this.
Any further discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Passes unanimously. Consent agenda, we didn't have anything. Mr. Cotton, do we have anybody sign up for public comment?
No, sir, no one has signed up for the second public comment period.
Okay, all right. Okay, Mr. Cotton.
I will spare the board and the audience tonight. I have no comments.
My man pie. Okay, Commissioner comments. Mr. Buchanan.
I'm going to try to keep it brief, I believe. All the retiree employees, thank you for all your service.
Several of you have come through my programs in my schools, and Lieutenant Washington and I go way back. I won't tell the story on you, Lieutenant, but you and I know what that one is. But I want to thank you and all of you that have served Onslow County so very well. Saturday, the Vietnam Veterans Recognition Day, Chairman Bright and myself attended that. It was very well attended, and I want to thank all of our Vietnam veterans, and the way I always tell everybody, welcome home. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Buchanan. Mr. Price.
Yes, I likewise would like to echo the congratulations to the retirees and appreciate all their years of dedication. Also, I'd like to thank Mr. David Heatherly and his staff and the Culinary Arts and Hospitality Program at Coastal Carolina Community College. They served us a delicious lunch last week. I felt like I was in Europe or something. They served in courses and awesome food, and I love to eat. So, I appreciate them. Also, this will be the first year that they will graduate a class in that culinary arts program, so that is significant advancement there for the college. So that's good. Also, May the 10th is County Government Day at the state legislature. Several of us will be going up there to attend and a chance to advocate for policies that are best for the counties of the state of North Carolina. So several of us do plan to attend that and speak out on behalf of some of these actions of the state legislature that our county manager has told us about several weeks ago that could pose some potential problems for counties. We want to meet with our state delegation, hopefully, and address our concerns to them. Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Price. Mr. Knapp.
I'm sorry. You mentioned food and Commissioner Price. You just have to stay out of his way when it comes to a buffet. He will run you over. First, I want to say congratulations to all the retirees. I think that's significant. Very proud of you guys. I know two of you out there. I've worked with you in my former life, Patrick and Mike Washington. And if you ever want to hear some stories about Mike Washington, the statutes of limitations have not run out, Mike. But we used to work on narcotics cases together back in the day, and you couldn't pick two finer police officers. I want to recognize Major Chris Thomas from the Sheriff's Office, from the command staff. He's here. And on the back wall, Colonel Donnie Worrell. Appreciate you guys coming. You know, you see the board, and we get along just fine, and we're having a good time, and we interact. We never really disagree until tonight. I'm a little disappointed in Commissioner Price. He's from the Southwest area. He likes to eat. I offered him moon pies. He wouldn't eat them, which is really surprising since he's from North Carolina. So I want to make this presentation of 2 moon pies to you that you're in front of an audience and on G10, and you have to eat them. You can forget about your diet, but I want to give you this in appreciation and in support of our friendship. So here you go.
Thank you. What a nice gesture. And they will be consumed at a later date, that you can rest assured of.
Vice Chair.
My goodness.
Vice Chair Bennett.
Yeah, that's hard to follow. I did want to thank the retirees also and your families for coming to support you. We appreciate you being here tonight. We're glad it was a short meeting. You didn't have to stay around for a long time. But we thank you for being here. We thank you, retirees, for your service. Also wanted to take a moment to thank all those who were appointed tonight to different boards who are willing to serve. We need need the input from those boards, and we thank you for your service. And finally, I wanted to say one of our budget goals was to maintain the joint funding formula with the school system, and to try to make sure that we kept that we addressed the issue of uncollected fees. And I want to take a moment to thank Rick Stout, our school superintendent, and our school board members who spoke to several of us before, and are taking some serious steps to make sure that they collect all of the fees and all of the money that they possibly can, so we can do our very best to look out for our taxpayers and their dollars. And I'm glad that we were able to remove that item from the agenda tonight. And I just wanted to thank the school board and Rick Stout for his input and their efforts in collecting those fees. So that's all I have to say.
Thank you, Vice Chair. Thank everyone for coming tonight. Congratulations to all the retirees. I've been in your shoes and been there. It's an exciting time, but you all have an exciting future. I'm sure that you'll be finding things to do and endeavors that you can take care of some of the honey-do list at home, and that'll last forever, believe me, and it'll get more and more busy. You'll probably be working more hours after you retire than when you're working full-time, but that's just part of retirement. I think when I retired, I believe they took that word retirement out of the dictionary. I can't find it in there anymore, so it's no such thing as retirement. But Commissioner Knapp made mention of, and Mr. Price made mention of that elaborate dinner that they had at the college. I believe it was lobster, and
I didn't have it.
it was a lot. Well, you didn't go.
I'll speak up. I had it, and so did the manager.
And but here at the county level, our budget only allows moon pies. So as you've seen, those offerings there, they were
Well played.
already in the agenda, but that's the old Onslow County way, is moon pie and RC Cola.
That's right.
And any of you that hadn't had them, I encourage you to try one. But other than that, have a safe trip home. Good night. Thank you for coming. I think we broke a record on the short meeting time this time, which we got our business handled, and that's what matters. Thank you. Entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
All in favor, say aye. Aye.